It is showtime and we are live. So StreamYard time. Let me just check in on Facebook, make sure we actually are live and it's not lying. Let's have a look. Make sure it's made its way through to Facebook already. And yeah, there it is. Okay, see it. Marvelous. So how are we on this glorious Friday, the 5th of May? Cinco de Mayo, as they say in the Balearic regions in Spain and Iberia and South America. Cinco de Mayo. How are we doing on this glorious Friday? Fingers on keyboards, give us a hi as you've arrived. Let's see yous. Let us see ya. Give us a hello and let us know how things are on this fabulous Friday. Emily Baker's here. Hello, Jonny Cooper. Hello, Emily. Good to see ya. Give us a hi, give us a hello in the comments. Let's get some excitement going. Let's get some energy in this session. It is great to have you all here. Richard Brusling's here. Wow. From Amsterdam. Good to see you too, Richard. We're talking on Monday, I believe, aren't we? Something like that. How about the rest of you? Say hi, give us a yay in the comments if you are here, if you are up for this. It's going to be a lively session today because I think we've picked a real hot potato this week, and we've got some demos for you that I'm going to share on screens. We also have some workshops for you to play around with as well. I'm just put the title down the bottom here. By the way, if you're showing up in the comments here as Facebook user, please hop on over. I'm going to put another banner on just quickly for you. I think you probably know which one it is already. Oh, it's not there. Oh, there it is. StreamYard.com/Facebook. Hop over to that URL. Just type that into your URL bar now. StreamYard.com/Facebook. Give it permission to display your name, and then we can see who you are. You're no longer this mythical Facebook user. Jeff's here. Jeff's already done that. You're smart, Jeff. You're smart. Caroline's smart as well. We know Caroline's here. Well, look, let's just do this thing, shall we? Because that is a great comment. I love it when people say something is dead just because they don't know how to do it. That's a very, very profound statement. Let us know who you are who said that. Or as I say, hop on over to streamyard.com/Facebook so that we can actually see who you are, because I'd like to credit you. I'd like to give you a shout out for that, because that's an obvious truism, isn't it? When people say something's dead, or I don't work anymore, or email's rubbish, what they mean is my email's rubbish. Social media is a waste of time. That just means my social media is a waste of time. No, not mine, but you get the idea. Yours. Just making things a little bit more orange for us. We get more of an orange experience with my lighting here. So if you are here, say hello. I think we've pretty much got a lot of your names, if not all of you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get straight into the topic for today, which is Facebook groups are dead. Yeah, right. Of course they're not dead. Facebook groups are not dead, are they? We know they're not. And I'm going to show you some vivid examples today of some far from dead Facebook groups. Not just mine, but loads and loads of members around our community. But just to get started, can you just drop in the comments your experience with Facebook group, currently with a Facebook group? So if you have a Facebook group, I want you to rate it from 1 to 10, whereas 1 would be it's not really doing much for me, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. 10 would be, you know what, I'm making millions from my Facebook group. You're going to be somewhere on that spectrum in the middle, aren't you? Give your current Facebook group experience a score on that following scale, whereas 1 is it's doing now for me. It just feels like a real struggle, and 10 feels like, this group is brilliant. I'm making loads of money. So Emily's given us a very honest 1 at the moment. Let's have some more scores for your own Facebook group at the moment. So we've got 3 here. Yeah, I get that. I hear that. Got a 1 from Kitty. Keep them coming. So give yourself a score for your current Facebook group experience, your own particular group. Or if you haven't got one, give a rating for your experience in other people's groups. What do you see around you? You know, what's your feeling at the moment around Facebook groups as a concept? Yeah, if you haven't got one yet, what do you think to other people's groups? What's your experience? What do you see happening in groups? Give us a score for your own Facebook group. So the low scores are going to be, it's not really doing much for me. It's a pain in the ass. It's a lot of work. The higher scores out of 10 are going to be, you know, it's really singing. I'm doing fantastically well from it. So let's have a look at that. I'm going to show you some Facebook group examples as we go through today. I promised that I'd talk to you about 5 ways. In fact, let me just read the actual words. So I'm going to show you 5 ways you might be making things worse with your group rather than better, and stopping your Facebook group from thriving. So I'm going to give you 5 ways, and let's just stick the first one on the banner here. You're going to like this. So there are 5 ways altogether. I'm not going to tell you them all at once. We'll do them one by one. So the first reason, I think this is fundamental, okay, fundamental reason why your group isn't working. You see that P word along the bottom there? The word is purposelessness. I love pronouncing that word as much as anything. We've got a great insight here. Many groups are boring. Yeah, that's because I think they're purposeless. Purposeless. I think we should adopt that as our word of the day and keep reciting it till it becomes nonsensical. Purposelessness, 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 purposelessness. Don't say without your teeth in. Purposelessness. It's a great word, isn't it? What do we mean by that in terms of a group? And I see these all the time all around me. I'm not going to name and shame any groups today. It'll be a horrible thing to do. I was looking around in our community this afternoon. I was looking at some people's groups, some JHM members. And I thought, what is the point of this group? What's the purpose of it? What's it for? Okay. What is it for? And if you can't answer that directly in terms of, right, this group is for these people and it's to help them do this thing. Okay. It's to help these people do this thing. If you can't answer that really concisely, then you've got not a snowball's chance in hell of your group demonstrating any useful purpose to anybody else, have you? So if you asked me that question, I would simply say, look, I'm curating a group here for coaches and therapists to help them find more of their ideal clients without paid advertising and live a life of freedom and abundance. That's the purpose of my group. Now you get that, don't you? When you land on it, when you see the banner, when you see the description, when you see the name, when you dig around and see the post inside it, you know that's what the group's for. So we're going to have a little exercise now. So fingers on keyboards, please. Let's get a comment from all of you, please. I want you to type in the purpose of your Facebook group. And you can do it in these 2 sections. Who's it for and what do they get when they land in it, when they join it? Yeah, do it the other way around if you want. What's it for and who's it for? What's it for and what kind of people benefit from it? So tell us clearly in the comments, what is the purpose of your group? What's it for? If I were to join your group, what would I expect to get from it? So let's have some answers to that question. This is your first assignment for today. And let's get some buzz going in this conversation. I'm going to display your comments and then we'll talk around them. Tell us, what is the purpose of your group? Just type in the comments. What's it for? What do people get? What kind of people get what it's for? So Steffi's got the ball rolling. Steffi has a lovely group, a delightful group, which works really, really well for Steffi. Tailboners of shouty, barky dogs. You see, I've always loved that framing. It is a lovely expression, isn't it? Because everybody knows what that means, and yet it's not a phrase that people use often. You know, there aren't hundreds of shouty, barky dog groups. If you actually search for shouty, barky dog, as I'm doing now on Facebook, I'm only getting one actual group comes up. Now, I'm going to show you that in a bit. That is a phenomenal group. It's nicely engaged. It's going well. It's oh my goodness, I'm just looking down the feed there. So that's a lovely answer to the question, isn't it? Can we have some more answers, please? Can you tell me what your Facebook group is for? If you haven't set one up yet and you're thinking of setting one up, give us the purpose of your group. You see that banner that's scrolling on the bottom? This is the number one thing that stops your Facebook group working and means it'll never make you any money, because you don't know what it's for, and therefore the people that you're trying to attract don't know what it's for either. Suat's here, fantastic. So in case you missed that question, tell us what your group is for. Successful female entrepreneurs who want the freedom of earning more money. Nice. We like that. I don't know who you are, Facebook user. If you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, you can give it permission to display your name. Jeff has got a group for introverts with social anxiety to improve their communication skills. Great. We have another Facebook user. I don't know who you are. Go to streamyard.com/Facebook. Tell StreamYard to display your name. A group for professionals and business leaders to build resilience and grow in personal and professional life. Nice, that, isn't it? That's nice, that is. Let's have some more ideas, please. For the professional woman who's looking to unite their mind, body, and life for great prosperity. Yeah, I can see that working. That's a lovely concept. I'm going to be talking with Emily Moore on Monday about exactly how to get that across the line and make it work. We know that, Suha. We're actually going to show Suha's group shortly as an example of a really nice, well-engaged Facebook group. And I'm also going to show you something Suha said about her group journey earlier today. Lorna wants to start me to help women go from breakdown to breakthrough. It's a useful little framing, isn't it? I think we'd have to examine how much that actually means to the kind of people that you're trying to attract. But it's a good start, isn't it, for sure? Kitty says to help people understand the impact their thinking has on their well-being and performance. Yeah, okay. I'd be challenging you, who are working together, Kitty, to really think about, what kind of people, not just people in general. Because don't forget, that statement in itself could apply to anybody on the planet, couldn't it? Everybody on the planet has thinking because they've got a brain. Everybody on the planet also has a level of well-being, whether it's a low level or a high level. Everybody on the planet has some kind of performance. They either perform badly or well, don't they? So that statement in itself is not specific. It doesn't apply to any particular person or really to any particular aspect of their life, because all those words that you've written there apply to everybody. So that's a really good example. Thanks for putting that up, Kitty, of exactly the kind of thing that's going to make it quite difficult for you to curate a purposeful group. So have another play with that. Have a think about. I'm sure you know more than you've written there, Kitty. Have a think about the kind of people that you want to attract, and particularly what kind of thinking and what kind of well-being, what kind of performance you're looking to enhance for them. Caroline's still to create yours. Yeah, we know that. We're on it. Is my name Shoeing? Yes, it is, Lorna. Your name is Shoeing. I went Tonto streamed it. Hey, I tell you what, I love it when you put a space in the wrong place. It's hilarious, isn't it? Tonto. Yeah, fantastic. So yes, it absolutely is Shoeing. Good, Lorna. There you go. Okay, so we've got some statements of purpose there, some more powerful than others. Let me just hop out of this particular banner. I'm going to put the group, the session title in there. I'm going to share the screen on some groups. I'm going to share the screen on some groups from people in our community. So we're going to share this. This is a nice group. It's called The Beagle Lady, and it is a client of ours called Kelly Wynn. In fact, the Shouty Barky Dog Lady knows Kelly Wynn really well. Just a couple of highlights. 28,000 members, 27.6 members. That's a large group, isn't it? But that's a larger group than anyone in this call is enjoying at the moment. The reason for that is that Kelly has been very specific. She's trademarked a concept called the Beagle Lady, and she's made it very, very clear who it's for and what they'll get when they get there. The purpose of this group is unarguable, isn't it? Inarguable. There is no doubt at all that this is for beagles. Look at this, 120 engagements, 18 comments, 9 comments, 8 engagements. That's 16 hours ago. I'm going to make a point actually about other people posting in the group. Those beagle eyes, lovely, 106 likes. There you are. So it's a very engaged group, this. Another person called Tanya Moss. It's all about beagles, isn't it? You can see the theme. It's very much all about beagles. Let me just make it a wee bit bigger for you so you can see this. It's starting to get exciting now. There's Mandy, a top contributor. She's doing well. Laura and Viv. One interesting thing about this is the group is progressing nicely without Kelly, the group founder, appearing very often, which is fascinating, isn't it? This is one from Kelly herself. It's one from somebody else. So we're up in the multiple tens of engagements with all these posts, and I can tell you, full disclosure, Kelly is earning a substantial income from this group alone. If it wasn't for the fact she lived in Guernsey, she'd be well over the VAT threshold. There's no VAT in Guernsey, but she's pushing 6 figures on a regular basis from this group. I'm going to actually show you this beautiful group from Steffi. Steffi's with us today, the Shouty Barky Dog Lady. And again, a nice group here with nearly 2,000 members in it. Looks pretty. And it's very clear what it's for. And if we look down the feed here, we can see that Steffi posts things and gets loads and loads of engagement. We're talking about smells, which I'm sure spills over into dogs as well, because dogs are very keen on smelling things, aren't they? It's your favourite word for you, the human to in mind. What's notable about this group, of course, is that it is focused primarily on the owners of the Shouty Barky dogs rather than the dogs themselves. So, Steffi would say, well, she's quite capable of training dogs. That's not what this is about. It's about behaviours of the doggy parents. How to stop your dog barking when treats don't work. There's a nice little ebook. There's something emerging here that are not just in this, but in Kelly's group that we've already seen, that both these ladies have put. I'm so sorry, I'm unshared, have I? I need to share the other thing. Oh my God. StreamYard sucks. When you move from one tab to the other, it doesn't actually share the other screen. So I'm going to do that now. Apologies to Steffi. Let's try this again. Right, okay, so here's Steffi's group. The Shouty Barky Dog group. Looks lovely, doesn't it? I'll just go back to what I was saying, which is nearly 2,000 members in this group, and loads of great posts there, loads of engaging posts. Things about smells, talking about you, the human, and all that kind of stuff. So, Steffi's all over this with welcoming new members, things like that. She's making the group really engaging and really interesting and kind and warm place to be. She's making it a social cocoon, in other words. And, this is a really important aspect of the group, that you have to actually work at it. I'll pop out of here and I'll show you another couple of groups shortly. But what I'm going to do is we'll go on to the second of the 5 things that are stopping your group working. So the first one was purposelessness, right? The second one is a lack of curation. What do we mean by this? Well, if you open your group to all the members to post their own stuff, then you have to do this with your eyes open. You have to do this very, very carefully. You can switch on post approval, of course, in your group so people can't just post. Because what you want to be the gatekeeper for content. This is your place, isn't it? This is your group. You get to decide the mood of the group, the ethos. You get to decide what it's for, the purpose, as we mentioned earlier. And you have the absolute control over what gets posted in there. Do not let random members just post their own stuff in there. The worst of all worlds, of course, is that they start posting adverts for their stuff, right? But second to that, and pretty much as bad, is that they start posting random stuff which is of no interest to your members. They don't know their members like you do, right? You're the one who's invited your members in. You're the one who's accepted the members in the group. You know what these people want. So you are the curator of the feed, of the post feed in your group. The only way you're going to keep your members interested and engaged is if all the posts, I mean all the posts, are on point, are interesting to your members, and actually contain useful information or something entertaining to the members themselves. So for goodness sake, don't let people just post random stuff in your group. Let's have some words from Sue. I post approve. I allow anonymous posts because people love the romance advice. I have a strict no self-promotion rule, no relevant content either. Yeah. So you just get to look at what someone's proposing to post. Now, if you like the person but you dislike the content or you disapprove the content, send that person a message. Say, look, thanks for sticking that post up. We're not going to post it in the group right now because of blah, 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 blah. If you do another post about this, or you change this and that, we might consider the post at that point. So, just be nice to people, but do not post things just to please the person who's written it, because it has the opposite effect, doesn't it? If that post that you're looking at that you're going to approve is nonsense and isn't going to appeal to the members of your group, then that doesn't do the person posting any favors either, does it? Because they'll get no engagement on it and they'll start to turn off from your group. They'll think this group's rubbish. I've just posted this brilliant post. No, it hasn't got any engagement, so the group's rubbish. They might even leave the group. You could lose a member over it. So this is not about upsetting people by not approving their posts. It's about doing the right thing for the purpose of your group. Is that making sense? Give us a yay if this makes sense. Steffi doesn't allow people to post. It's not a self-help group. I don't want to spend my time monitoring potentially dangerous advice. Bingo. So many people in my group want to post their own particular brand of advice. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but they can post it in their own bloody place, can't they? I don't want to confuse my members with conflicting advice or different spins on things which don't conform to the stuff that we teach. And it isn't a self-help group, exactly, yeah. Give us a yeah if this makes sense, this idea of curation and a lack of curation for that matter. Have you been suffering with this, for example? Have you been letting people post in your group and it's all turning to poo? Because the other big damage this does, of course, is that when non-skilled members or members who are not familiar with, I don't understand the ethos of the group, post things and the posts don't work, Facebook gets a downer on the whole group itself and they stop showing your posts to your members, never mind the other person's posts to the members. Yeah. So this is not a parish notice board, right? This is not a notice board in your village hall that you can just pin up a postcard of your yoga classes, right? This isn't what your group is. Your group is a carefully curated community of the people that you want, with information and entertainment for them that you want to put in front of them. You are the curator. So I think that's such an important message, isn't it? Such an important message. Before we go on to number 3, I'm just going to share another group with you, which is a fascinating group. It is a fascinating group, to say the least. And I'm not sure what the lesson is from here, but I just want to show you some successful Facebook groups. This is an entertainment group. All right. Darren's Local Business Network. Give us a yay if you come across this. Give us a yay in the comments if you come across this. Sue, I likes the analogy. I take it that was a parish notice board, right? That's not what it is. It's your group. Darren's Local Business Network is a covert business group. Darren gets a ton of engagement. He's got over 6,000 members in it, nearly as many as we've got in JHN, in fact. And what he does, he encourages business owners to come in here and have a laugh, right? Have some fun. So here's a post. Tell me what you just did and add like a boss. 20 comments on that. Happy Coronation Day. How will you be spending it? So a bit of hot potato there, I guess. Some of these posts don't get as much engagement as you'd imagine because, again, these are third parties. You know, they're not the admins, so they're not really known to the membership. This went quite well. Susie, I know, is one of the admins. But there's a ton of content here, loads and loads of posts on a daily basis, really. And what online side hustles do you all have? So there's a question that people can answer, right? And what Darren does, he promotes individual members in the group on a regular basis and changes the banner. So you can see this one for this week. This week's business on the banner. Simon Pittman, libraryplay.co.uk. I think he takes a share of business revenue and all that kind of thing. So what Darren's decided to do is to get loads of engagement in the group, loads of noise, loads of posts, lots of activity, get people sticky to it and interested and entertained by it. And then every now and again, Darren, who's a web designer, you can see here, look, Darren's Easy Web Builder, he'll just pop a little link in there to some of the work that he does. So I want to show you that just an alternative ethos in a group, an alternative purpose, if you like, to engage and entertain and enthrall, make people sticky, and then just throw in a bit of business every now and again. So it's quite an interesting take on doing something a wee bit different, isn't it? Shall we have a look at number 3? So number one reason why Facebook groups don't work is that you haven't fundamentally nailed the purpose of the group. What's it for and who's it for? The second thing that kills it is a lack of curation of content. So you're letting random people post. And indeed, you know, you might be posting random thoughts as well, which are off point or off message. So let's be really clear. It's linked to the first one, isn't it? Once you understand the purpose of the group, it's much easier to create content around that purpose, isn't it? I hope that makes sense. Okay, here's number 3. The wrong people in the group. Letting random people in the group. The wrong people in the group. Fingers on keyboards. Give us a score, again, out of 10, from 0 to 10, for the quality of the membership in your group. In other words, overall in your group, what proportion of your members are your ideal clients? So 1 for pretty much nobody is, 10 for they're all my ideal clients, somewhere on that scale. Or you can just give us a percentage if you want. What percentage do you reckon of your membership are actually your ideal clients? Just give us a number in the comments. What percentage of members in your group represent your ideal clients right now? Ed's here. Hello, Ed. Yeah, 100% are ideal clients. Yeah, Ed's got a very clear idea of his ideal client. You know, they are entrepreneurs, business people, so they're easy to invite, aren't they? Let's have some more percentages, please. Right, people. Emily, lovely. There you are. 98%. It's another version of curation, isn't it? Because as much as you curate content, in other words, you filter it, you get to decide what you're going to put in. You also need to curate membership, don't you? Curate membership. What measures do you take to get the right people? Well, the first step is this, to deeply understand, Lorna, who your ideal clients are, what they look like, where they hang out, what distinguishes them from the rest of the general population. Incidentally, the smaller that group, the better. And, you know, we're not doing an ICA session today, an ideal client avatar session. We will do in the coming weeks if you want. But assuming you know exactly who your ideal clients are, that enables you hopefully to spot them in a crowd. You can find them and only invite those people to join your group. Don't invite anybody else. It's as simple as that. And you've got two buttons when someone wants to join your group. You've got accept and you've got decline. And you have an equal right to push either button, depending on what you think to that person. Sometimes you get it wrong. You let people in who shouldn't be there. I still do that. I tell you what fools me when people say that they're a coach, a health coach, and it emerges later on that they're actually in an MLM where they sell face cream, right? They're an Arbonne rep, calling themselves a health coach. But I sometimes get fooled. So what? That was a bit harsh, wasn't it, on Arbonne reps? Sorry about that. So that's it in a nutshell, Lorna. It has to start with a deep understanding of who your ideal clients are, basically. So same answer to you, Sue. Stalk them for a minute or two. Yeah, exactly. It takes a minute or two, doesn't it, to establish whether you actually want to invite somebody into your group, or if they've applied to join, they've asked to join. It takes a couple of minutes, takes a short minute just to have a look at their profile, see if you can glean from that. And by the way, if you can't tell, and we do this quite often, we'll send someone a message saying, you've asked to join the group. Are you a coach? Can't tell. Are you a group? Are you a coach? What are you? What are you? Who are you? So yeah, whatever you do, find a way to do it, because here's what's going to happen, right? If you fill your group with a random cross-section of the general public, then the algorithm's not going to like it, because not enough people in the group will respond to any particular post. You can't appeal to everyone on a particular topic, can you? You have to appeal to your ideal clients on a particular topic. So if your group is filled with a cross-section of random people, there's no way that your content is going to hit the mark, is it? It's not going to appeal to enough people in any one instance for the Facebook algorithm to think that you're writing interesting content. So it's going to stop showing your content to anybody. And that, by the way, is why your Facebook group might not be working. Is that making sense? Do you like that? Does that make sense? Is that making sense? Give us a yay in the comments if that makes sense. We'll move on to the next one. Before I move on to number 4, I'm going to share a screen with you again. And I'm going to share another group. I wanted to pick some groups today which weren't about marketing, which weren't business groups, because I know a lot of people say, oh, it's easy for you. It's easy for you, Jonny, because you're selling business services. Well, kinda, but not necessarily. Here's another marvelous group from a very good friend of mine called Fidel Bohill. He's not only the only man I've ever met called Fidel, but Fidel is the only man he's ever met called Fidel. He didn't know anybody else in the world called Fidel. He was named by his parents after Fidel Castro, apparently. But he's a lovely chap, absolutely fantastic. Took up boxing in his 30s, became a boxing champion in his late 30s, early 40s. He's now retired because he's afraid, I think, of getting his brains bashed out. But he's a really, really incredible chap. And you can see from this banner that it's very, very clear, isn't it? He's got a great name for the group. He's got a great ethos for the group, inspiring positive masculinity. Don't we all need that these days? Safe space for men to talk. I'm a member here, so I'm not going to show you any of the content here, because it is a lot of it's quite sensitive and it's private to the people in the group. But I can just say this, that Fidel has built a thriving business on the back of this group alone. And he has many, many, many people on his high ticket programs every single month. So this is an example of a thriving group. I'm going to show you another one. Some of you will know this person as well. My very good friend and often associate in JHM, Lisa Crofton. She has a group called the Highly Perceptive Collective, Guidance for the Intuitively Inclined. And she's such a lovely person. She attracts people to her of a similar ilk, people who are also lovely and spiritual and all that kind of thing. So, Lisa follows. Lisa's a former CAB client, apart from a very good friend and associate of mine. So, she asks great questions and gets some great answers, from people. 64 comments on that one from yesterday. Favorite way to ground yourself, 53 comments on that one. So, she hasn't got a massive group, less than 1,000 members. But, when 5% of the membership in your group jumps on a post and answers questions, you know that you're hitting the mark, aren't you? So again, this isn't a business advice group. This is, guidance for intuitively inclined. Many of you are in similar niches. So, here's an openly inspirational example of the kind of thing that you can do, when your Facebook groups start to work. Okay, let's go back to the topic for today, which is 4 things that are killing your group and how to cure it. So purposelessness was number 1. Purposelessness. Lack of curation, number 2. We're talking about content there. Equally then, number 3 was the wrong people. There's a lack of curation of your membership. Here's another lack thing, number 4. And this is from you. A lack of curiosity. Now, how this manifests itself is if you do a post and somebody responds, then you don't respond back. You don't ask another question in return. Okay. I'll give you an example of a post in my group. If I were to say, how would your life be different if you're earning £10,000 a month? Somebody then comments, which they do, to say, my life would be immeasurably improved. I'm going to jump on that and I'm going to say, fantastic. In what way? How would your life be improved? And I'm going to get a conversation going in the comments thread. Now, this is neither difficult nor particularly time consuming. It doesn't take a long time to do this. If you post once a day in the mornings, cool little question like that, that's really going to get into the psyche and headspace of your group members. You ask the question, they give you some answers. You ask another question. It's like the coach, you just continually keep saying, what else? If the question is, what would you like to achieve over the next 12 months? And your potential client says to you, I'd like to have more holidays. Great goal. What else? This is curiosity, right? And curiosity is what creates conversations. And conversation is what creates conversions into sales. This is how you enroll your high-ticket clients, by being curious about them and their lives. Can we have some comments on this about the idea of curiosity, about asking questions? Again, let's rate yourself. Let's be blunt here. How good would you say you are at the moment about asking questions of your tribe on a regular basis? How do you ask questions of your tribe? Sue loves this. She likes this suggestion a lot. We love you, Sue. We really do. Yeah, well, we're going to talk about this actually in a bit with number 5. How many times is it good to visit your group? I don't think you should do a formal visit. I think you should have your group open, really. I have it open in a tab from morning till night. It's the last thing I close before I boot down my computer. That doesn't mean I spend all day in the Facebook group. I just keep an eye on it. Yeah, I want to see activity. What we're talking about, this curiosity thing, replying and asking other questions, fundamentally driving the content by asking questions in the first place, but then asking questions of the people who've answered. What else? What do you mean by that? How does that feel to you? What would that look like? Yeah, curiosity is what creates conversations. Conversations create conversions, get people over the line as paying clients. It all starts with curiosity. And if you're not curious, right, if you don't actually care about your ideal clients, you're not bothered about them, you're not curious about what you could do to improve their lives, then what kind of a business have you got anyway, right? I think our business is founded on curiosity, isn't it? Lisa takes it a stage further. She calls it loving curiosity. Loving curiosity, right? Where you actually love the prospect of being able to help someone so much that you can't help but be curious. You can't help but ask them questions. Now, if you're not doing this in your group on a regular basis, this is why your group ain't working. This is why your group ain't working. It pains me to see groups, and don't forget, I get to join a lot of my clients' groups. So I get to be a member fly on the wall kind of thing. And I'll often look down the thread and I'll say, oh, that's quite a good post. That is quite a good question. Got loads of people commenting. And then guess what? The admin hasn't asked any more questions. They've just left the answers. I haven't done anything with them. Blimey Moses. Look, curiosity leads to conversations, which leads to conversions. That's the simple triad of C's, isn't it? Curiosity, conversations, conversions. Do we like that? I just made that up, actually. Just made that up, those 3 C's. I'm full of this shizzle. I really, really am. So are we going to get more curious in the group? Can we have a commitment there? Are we going to get more curious in your group? Tell us about curiosity and how you think you can use it to your advantage. I noticed you did that with me in the group. Makes me feel seen and heard. Boom! There you go. It makes your group members feel valued. And Lorna, I don't fake this shit, by the way. You are valued. Lorna Adams, suffer on you. You are valued in the group. I value your membership in the group, just as I do with the other members in the group who partake on a regular basis too. So I don't fake it, and you shouldn't fake it either. You should be there because you want to be there, because you're curious, loving curiosity, basically. Before we do number 5, I'm just going to show you our last couple of groups, and you're going to like this. I'll tell you who's going to like this. Someone who's here in this group is going to like this. 2 people are here in the group, actually. So I'm going to share the screen on this one, and I'm going to share this one. This is called Limitless Living for Professionals, Entrepreneurs and Business Leaders. The reason I'm so proud of this is that this is a client of ours called Vina, and Vina is currently working with us in the CAB, so she hasn't even finished the CAB program yet. But she's got right on the horse, and she's developed this lovely concept for a group called Limitless Living. Reconcile work and life and thrive with resilience, creativity, peace and joy. It's for professional entrepreneurs and business leaders, of which Vina is one. Vina is an executive engineer in the business where she works currently. But you can see here that, for 97 members, over a third of the group has seen this already. This is a relatively new post. We've got loads of, good interactions. This is fantastic. Look, 97 members, 70 people have seen this. 72 now with me. I don't know why I'm 2 people, but there 20 comments out of 97 members. So isn't this fantastic? The reason why to show this, apart from just a shout out for Vina, who we love and respect dearly, is that when your group is new and you've got your first up to 100 members, the Facebook algorithm gives you the benefit of the doubt and shows your group to quite a lot of people, right? So you're going to get quite a lot of reach, quite a lot of organic reach. You can see it's seen by 61 people, 62 people with me. Every time I hover over this, the number goes up. But 2/3 of the whole group get to see these little question posts. And Vina's doing really, really well just from one post a day, right? Posting a question in the morning so that her members can respond, can answer that question. So I want to show you that. I think that's really, really important. This is these are all free groups, by the way, Facebook user. So isn't that interesting? I think that's really interesting. It's a brand new group and it's already starting to fly. Now, I just want to show you something else which actually occurred in the group this morning, which was a conversation with Sue. And this brings us on to number 5, by the way, which I'm going to show you on a banner in the middle. Number 5, reason why your Facebook group's dead. But I'll just read through this. Sue loves her group. It's an engaged community at 2.3k. She spends more time there than on her main page. Good. And she says this: to anyone feel discouraged, keep going. There's a tipping point where you're no longer doing all the heavy lifting. The group members start initiating discussions, inviting their friends to join, sharing relevant content. It took about 6 months. Write that down, folks. It took about 6 months of me posting every day and actively inviting the right people before it started to take off. Sue and I had a chat and it really massively helped. Sue gets between 10 and 20 requests per day now. I said I was proud of it. Another follow-up here from Laurie, who said, I agree, it's a long game. It's a long game of daily posting, links, invites, and engagement. If that isn't your thing, you will have the same kind of success with FB groups. Bing, bang, bosh, right? And I'm just going to show you, just to honour Sue right here, I'm going to show you Sua's group, which is called The Regal Woman, Feminine Self-Concept, 2.3k members. I'm not a member of this because I'm very much not feminine. But let's just look at a few stats here. So 5 new posts today, 111 in the last month. I don't believe that stat. This is sometimes unreliable. If you get new members, and it'll sometimes say you haven't got any new members. So disregard that on there. But it is a really lovely group, really lovely group that clearly appeals to a certain type of woman. Confidence, class, and charisma, it says. We like our 3 C's, don't we, Sue? And there's an exclusive 8-week program as well called The Regal Woman. We absolutely love that, It's fantastic, that is. Okay, I'm done with screen sharing because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you number 5, just before we do that. Sue says, keep on going, yeah. And ladies only, that's all right. Shall we look at number 5? Would you like to see the 5th and final reason why your Facebook group might not be working? So let me just go back to number 1, purposelessness. You don't know what the group's for or who it's for or even why you're there, and neither do your members, therefore, right? Lack of curation. So this is, you're just letting anybody post any random shit, and even worse, you're posting any random shit as well. Number 3 is a lack of curation of membership, so the wrong people in your group. Number 4 is a lack of curiosity. You're not engaging with people. You're not following up with extra comments and, why, what else, why do you feel like that kind of thing. Every time someone comments, deserves a comment in return, doesn't it? Deserves a question in return. Okay, let's have a look at number 5. And this speaks directly to what we've just seen on the screen as sterling advice from Sue and that follow-up comment as well. You give up too soon. You give up too soon. I see this all around our group. Even people who've been in our signature program, right? They'll get all enthusiastic about their group for the weeks that we're working together. By the time the CB's finished, they can't be bothered anymore. They've given up with their group because it's not working yet, right? Well, of course, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not going to get an instantaneous take-up from the Facebook community, from your tribe. It takes a while, doesn't it? Why does it take a while? Well, because you've got to get a critical mass of people to have any credibility and authority. So you can invite a few people and founder members and get that going. And then you've got to engage them on a daily basis. You've got to post some stuff that's genuinely interesting to them. It's going to get them responding. And in return, you can respond back to them, then, can't you? So do not give up. There are some sound principles that we've unearthed today, which will get you going and will keep you going if you keep at it. Right? This is not something that you can do lightly. It's not something you can do in your spare time with zero effort and commitment. You've got to put yourself behind it. And, guys, this is just like any other business, isn't it? If you open a coffee shop in the high street, there's a really fabulous entrepreneur, really interesting guy, just opened a new coffee shop in our high street. And I can tell you, because I take Oscar to school every day, I walk past his shop. He's there just after 8 o'clock every morning, getting the chairs off the tables, sweeping the place out, firing up the coffee machine, running the cleaning cycle, grinding some beans, roasting some beans. There's a roaster in the back, right? He does this every day relentlessly. And guess what? When the front door's open, people are coming in buying coffee, right? But if he stopped doing that, if he couldn't be asked, he didn't go to work one day, right? Or left all the chairs on the table, or, he didn't get the coffee machine set up, then people are starting to drift away. They wouldn't buy his coffee anymore. They wouldn't go to the shop anymore, right? And this is what so many people do with the Facebook groups. They pay lip service to it. They get it set up. They make a banner up. They put the name in it, and then they go, "What? There's nobody there. Why is nobody commenting? Why is nobody engaging?" Well, it's because you bloody gave up. That's why. I don't want this to sound too harsh, but you can say I want it today. Is that helping? Is that making sense? Is that making sense? Is giving up too soon something that you feel could be a characteristic that's holding you back? Right? Give us a yay or something in the comments. Tell us what you think to that. So purposeless has been the first one. Second one is a lack of curation of content. Third is getting the wrong people in there. The fourth is then not engaging with them and creating conversations through a lack of curiosity that you don't really care. And connected with that is giving up too soon. Just packing in and going, oh, I can't be asked, whatever. Yeah, thanks, Emily. You have to be asked. To use an English phrase, only you Americans, so I'm sure what that means, but you've got to be asked with it. You've got to be bothered with it. It has to matter to you. You've got to realize that this is the hub of your business. This is your coffee shop. Keep it clean, keep it interesting, keep the coffee roasting, have the smell of the beans every day in there, so when people come in, they go, I love this place. That's how people feel in my group. I tell you, we get people saying that all day, every day, basically. Right, I'm going to make you an offer. If you're not already engaged with us as a client, and you are not currently part of our world, I'm just going to do something for you. There is a link on the bottom here. This is completely free. There is no cost to this. I'm going to offer you a 20-minute social media audit live with me sometime next week on Zoom. And what this involves is you book a call with me at a time to suit, interrogate my diary. It's completely free. I'm not going to charge you for it. During that 20 minutes, we'll have a sniff around your socials, preferably your group if you've got one, or your profiles, or LinkedIn, or whatever. And I'll find 3 things to improve immediately on your socials. It's called a social media audit. I'm actually going to type the URL in the comments here. If you're not already involved with us, if you're not on one of the programs, this will work well. So it's bit.ly/SMA20. No, it's hyphen 20, isn't it? SMA-20. So I'll just pop that in the comments so you can actually click it now. If you're on Facebook, you should see it on Jonny Cooper Global or on the profile. If not, just take that off the screen and just type it into your URL. You don't need the HTTPS, by the way. Just start with bit.ly/SMA20. And you can actually book a 20-minute live Zoom call with me. It's a social media audit. That's what the SMA stands for. I'll have a look at your socials. We'll have a dig around and we'll find 3 things to improve immediately on your socials that will improve engagement for you. If it's a Facebook group, all the better, because that's our wheelhouse. If it's LinkedIn or your Facebook profile, I can help you with that as well. Even on Instagram, we'll have a dig around, see what you can improve quickly. So tap that into your URL bar now, or click the link if you can see it in the comments. I'm going to put it in the group on the comments as well, actually, just to make it easier for you to click. So yeah, there it is. So bit.ly/SMA-20. So that is in the group comments now. So if you fancy that, I've opened up my diary. There's a few spaces there for you. You can book that 20-minute social media audit anytime soon for next week. And I hope that helps. Okay, let's just have a final round of commentary here, folks. If you found it useful today, give us a yay. If you're going to implement any of the stuff that we've gone over today, give us a yay in the comments, because that will inspire me for next time to do something equally as useful next week. Let me go back over these 5 things that you need to get in place. You need to have a sense of purposefulness, not purposelessness. You need to curate the content. Give us a yay in the comments if this is hitting home, if this is working. You need to make sure that you get the right people into your group. You need to make sure that you are continuously curious about the members in your group and about the things that they want and need. And you just need to check yourself. Do not give up. Treat this as a daily exercise, working in the hub of your business. It really, really is. Just some comments here. Thank you, says Lorna. Much appreciated. You are welcome. There you go, thinking about having a group. You really should. It's Facebook groups are alive and working really well. Emily's just done some auditing who can post, etc. Yeah, it's in the settings. Just don't let anybody post. They can post, go into your post approval folder, and you decide then, don't you? So I'll say this to you: if you are not already in our world, if you haven't bought any products yet, or you're not part of a program, I would love to have a look at your socials and see how we can move that forward. bit.ly/SMA-20. Click that link or type it into your address bar and book that call right now, and I'll spend 20 minutes with you. Sometime soon next week, we'll have a look at your socials and I'll find 3 things to improve. Okay, so that's the end of it on Friday. Have a happy coronation if you're getting involved with all that shizzle. I shall be more engaged this weekend with the Formula One Grand Prix of Miami, because that is my bent. That's what I do. Watch those things. But whatever you're doing this weekend, have a fantastic one. And I'll see you next week. Love you lots. Bye-bye.